What up, what up? Welcome to the Super Fan Wrestling. We're here. Today is the first episode of Super Fan Wrestling. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am your host, the Super Fan himself, Armand. I am here. I am ready to change the wrestling podcast scenery. Today, for the first episode, we're going to be talking about how I got into wrestling, what wrestling means to me, and what I like about it now, and blah, 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 blah. So, it all started, I got into wrestling, for late as I know, is since I was 2 years old. I was in love with wrestling since I was 2. As far as back as I can go, I used to watch mad videotapes, VHS tapes of the same. It could be the same show over and over and over again, and I never got tired of it ever. So, yeah, I just been watching wrestling ever since, and over the years, it got to a point where it got bad. I was started trying to wrestle kids when I was at daycare or whatever. It got pretty bad. It got to a point where I had my mother had to cut it down a little bit. She had to get me to stop watching wrestling for a while. So a couple of years I stopped watching it. I was forced to stop watching it. If it was up to me, I still would have been watching it. There was a time where I had to stop watching it. I stopped watching it, and man, when I stopped watching it, it got really, really different by the time, because I was watching early 2000s. It was 2000 when I started watching wrestling. By the time I started watching wrestling again, it had been 2007. It had to be like 2007 when I really started watching wrestling again. And that's when Edge and Batista and Undertaker and all of them. And I was watching SmackDown consistently. SmackDown was my show. It still is my show. If you ask me, that's the show I fell in love with, was SmackDown. Even as before I stopped watching wrestling, SmackDown was the show I watched. Maybe because it was on Fridays or Thursdays, whatever. It was, where I didn't have to go to school the next day, so it was easier to watch. I was never allowed to stay out to watch Raw or nothing like that on Mondays, school night. As I got older, I started watching SmackDown. Every Friday after school, every Friday, SmackDown come on, I'm glued to the TV. I'm glued. And if I was going somewhere, wherever I was going, I had to make sure there was a TV there to watch SmackDown. I was not missing a episode of it. Back then, and plus I want, especially if it was the SmackDown after a pay-per-view or something like that, I wanted to know the results right away. I wanted to know everything that happened. And since 2007, I think I've been consistent watching it. It wasn't until 2014 when the WWE Network came out is when I really started watching pay-per-views. I really started getting into that. And I was watching pay-per-view after pay-per-view after pay-per-view or whatever. And it was when the WWE Network came out is when I started really getting into the history of the WWE. I didn't know guys like I knew Stone Cold a little bit, but I didn't know him a lot. I knew The Rock. The Rock was my favorite wrestler growing up. That's my all-time favorite. To this day, he's still one of my favorites. He is my favorite wrestler of all time. But I didn't know Austin. When Austin was out, when I was watching wrestling, Austin was out for a while. And then when I stopped watching wrestling, he was was coming back, or like he was still kind of in the scene when my mom had made me stop watching wrestling. But yeah, Austin, I didn't really know much about. I didn't know how big he was. until I had to go back and watch. I watched the whole history. I watched from the very first Monday Night Raw, and I watched it consistent. I watched almost all the program from Raw. Then when SmackDown debuted and came out, I watched all SmackDown too. I started watching Raw, SmackDown from the early days to all the way to the Attitude Era, to the New Generation era, to the Attitude Era, to the Ruthless Aggression era, to PG era, and so on and so on. I watched all the way up to like 2010, and then I stopped for a little bit because I started getting to some other people into wrestling, and they wanted to do kind of the same thing. I said, I don't know, that's a lot of wrestling to watch. I don't know if you like it as much as I do, but we could do it. So I start rewatching again, and this time I'm doing it different. Now I'm watching the Raws, and then I started watching WCW. I haven't watched WCW ever. I've probably seen like one episode of it, not even a full episode. I watched it like back when WWE had their WWE On Demand or whatever, on the Comcast. They had their own thing. And they would show like an episode of WCW or Raw from the Monday Night Wars or whatever. And I probably seen like one, and I probably don't even remember the whole thing. It's like, I don't even remember. So I started watching WCW. WCW in the beginning when it first started, it was something new. Definitely was something new, because at that point we were watching from 93 all the way up to 95. It was 2 years of just straight WWF. And then I started watching. It was something then when I started watching WCW when it came on, because I'm watching week to week, Raw and Nitro. Which one was better each week, in my own opinion. In the beginning, when Nitro first started, it was something different, so I liked it. It was like, okay, it gave me another thing to watch and something else to have besides WWF during their wrestlers. So then it gave me Hogan, Flair, Sting, Macho Man, so on and so on. And when I liked it at first, but then it started to dawn on me too that it was like, okay, this is kind of a little cartoony. It's kind of cheesy. It was very cheesy. I didn't like the Dungeon of Doom stuff. That was cheesy. It was dumb. It was like monsters versus the superhero Hulk Hogan. That was dumb. I like Sting. Sting's cool, but from what I know Stinger from what Sting turned out to end up being. When he's like the black and white. But this is Surfer Sting or Beach Sting or whatever you want to call it. It's this thing that was all colorful. He's cool too, but it's not the same. I thought it was cool, the little spots, having Luger. He came from WWF, and then he was on WCW. That was cool. Same thing with Alundra Blaze or Medusa. She dropped the WWF Women's title in trash with her. That was cool. That was historic. And yeah, but I mean, it didn't really, like, it was cool. There was cool moments, but there was nothing that made me feel like, man, this is top tier, until the NWO happened. When the NWO happened, I was like, oh shit, like, stuff was getting real juicy. It was real good. Anything I feel like ever since, because right now I'm in the summer of 96. So this is when NWO just started. And the stuff with WWF right now in the summer of 96, it's kind of like, it's alright. I mean, it's typical new generation WWF stuff that I've seen it before. It's kind of refreshing my memory of what I've seen before, but because you can't remember every little thing or whatever. But man, Nitro's killing him. I mean, everything that NWA does is gold. And that's for real. I feel like that's what's carrying Nitro. Is the whole NWO angle, the whole NWO storyline is just carrying Nitro. Anything else is okay. Like, I mean, not anything else. Let me back that. Their matches be fire. Like, anything with the cruiserweights with Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko, Rey Mysterio, and Chris Benoit, and all those other guys, and Psychosis, and all that. All of them guys, they kill it in the ring every time. They kill it. I mean, they're top tier A1. Ric Flair, of course, always GOAT. But yeah, that stuff, the NWO though stuff is what's carrying WCW in my opinion. It's like, for the most part, it's what keeps you interested. It makes you, believe that's what makes you keep coming back. Because yeah, the matches with all those other guys are good, but it's like you're just having matches. It's never really had to be a feud or nothing like that. They're just having matches, good matches. That's it. You know, and that could go on for so long. You're like, whatever. You know, it doesn't make you, in my opinion, it doesn't make you want to tune into this week to see what happens. Stuff with the NWO stuff, that to me, that makes you be like, I want to see what they do next week, because it's not always just about the matches. It's about the moments too. What are they going to do next? What are they going to do next to invade WCW and just rampage everything? That's what I like so far. I'm right. I just finished the last show, the go home show of WCW before Hog Wild. I think that's called, yeah, Hog Wild of '96. So Hogan and the Giant are supposed to have a match for the belt. So I'll see what happens with that. I might do a review on that on here or whatever, and that should be dope too. What else? WWF, they're doing all right and okay. Like the stuff with Vader is cool. With Shawn and Vader, Shawn's the champion right now. I know a lot about backstage stuff that interests me a lot. I know Shawn was a problem around this time, but he is one of the best performers. So, I do know the stuff with Ahmed Johnson is. I mean, my personal opinion was not. I didn't like him too much. My skills weren't all that. He was a big powerhouse. No, he was a force to be reckoned with. I feel like in his matches, he gets very explosive, but you could tell he fucks up on a lot of shit sometimes. It makes it very clear. I think the tag team scene is kind of dry. I think on both ends, because I can really care less for the tag team at this time, to be honest. But the tag team scene it could be better, you know, and I know it'll be better. I can't wait to see what happens. The cruiserweight is fire. The cruiserweight division, that whole, like I told you, all those lists of guys I told you before, every time they get on in a match, it's great. I just wish that they had storyline, you know. I wish they had segments and promos and storylines as well to build up to a match for a pay-per-view or for a show or whatever, instead of just getting two guys come in, wrestle, blah, 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 and that's it. Like, I wish there was more story for whether it's for the belt or just two guys in that division. And they always tend to not give them as much attention, you know. And they won't even talk about the match sometimes. They might be talking about whatever else is going on. Some stuff. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. And at 96, and you know how 97 rolls out. This is just the snowball effect. Like, this is getting bigger and bigger. Things about to really get hot. Or, you know, and on both in the wrestling scene around that time, especially going into 97, which I can't wait for. And like I said before, I've got somebody else watching with me that doesn't have a lot of memory of it, or they just never seen it before. and it's nice to get someone else's opinion, which I will also do on here on this as well. I will get also someone else's opinion and stuff like that to, get them on here, and they could probably give you their point of view of what they think is going on and such forth. I can't wait. And that's what I've been looking at so far. That's within the past stuff. Other stuff that I looked at, I just looked a couple clips on YouTube because I don't, like I said before, I don't look at regular programming anymore like I used to, like when I was a kid. I don't watch it, waiting to watch it at 8 o'clock every night, blah, 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 until all the way to 10 or whatever. I don't do it no more. I think the lack of interest, I still love wrestling. There's no doubt about it. I still watch all the pay-per-views. Like I just told you, I watch clips. So I watch clips of the stuff that I like, stuff that I am interested. I don't look at the whole show because I feel like, and a lot of other stuff is just time filling. Like it's just there. It don't catch my interest. Some comedy acts are cool. It depends what it is. Some stuff is just like whatever. To me, it's just but like the stuff in present time, like I just looked at some Raw clips on YouTube. The only thing I really was looking at was the thing with Becky, Asuka, and Bianca Belair, because with the time recording this, the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view is this Sunday. So I know they're having a triple threat match or something like that, and I want to see that match. I think that's going to be a great match. I know Becky and Bianca killed it at WrestleMania. That was a great match, in my opinion. And now with Asuka in the fold, you haven't seen Asuka in months. So with Asuka here now, changed the whole dynamic. And Asuka's a great performer as well. I like Asuka, and I like all three of them. They're very great women's performers. And I think the women's wrestling scene women's division is like top tier. I think almost more than the men, honestly. So I can't wait to see their match, a triple threat match for the women's title, to see how that goes. What else? Cody and Seth, the build up to the Hell in a Cell match has been pretty good. I like their whole trilogy. I've seen their match at WrestleMania. Match was fantastic. Cody with the whole big return to WWE. That happened. I was genuinely shocked and excited about it. Also, with Cody then having a match with Seth again at Backlash, and they just been building Cody up. Cody won that match as well, and that was another great match. I thought the build-up to both matches was pretty good. I think Seth and Cody are great performers, no doubt about it, no questions asked. That whole build-up is crazy. I think their Hell in a Cell match should be good. I definitely think it should be good. My thing though with Hell in a Cell matches, it's not as gritty, it's not as as brutal and violent as it used to be. I understand why, trying to protect your wrestlers and blah 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 blah, but still, I still feel like it should still be some type of gritty and violence. It's Hell in a Cell. It's supposed to be the end of the feud. It's supposed to get bloody, gory. This is where they hash it out. They beat the hell out of each other. This is the match where you beat the hell out of your opponent, beat the hell out of each other, and it's like off the wall, crazy. I think that's what Hell in a Cell should be. But now these days, it's just a cage surrounding a match, in my opinion. The Edge match with Seth was good, definitely good. But I know Cody and Seth are going to kill it. They should. I'm looking forward. I'm going to watch that match as well. Bobby Lashley and the Omos stuff, not feeling it, to be honest. I'm not too big of a fan of Omos. I think Bobby's great. I don't think MVP and Bobby should have split up at all. I don't think Bobby should even turn face. I think he should have stayed heel, if you ask me. I think Bobby's better as a heel than a face. And I think Bobby and MVP together are a great combination. I don't think they should split them up, but they did. They did what they did. I know why they did it. You know, trying to get almost a mouthpiece. On top of that, get the rub off at MVP, establish him as a superstar, as a force, and such. But I'm just not a fan of Omos. I don't. He's just too stiff. I'm not too big on big guys. Too much. Too much like that. I might like couple here and there, but I'm just not a fan of him. Nothing against him or nothing like that. I'm just not a fan. As well, and then the stuff with what else is happening? I think Austin Theory versus Mustafa Ali. That should be pretty good. Mustafa is a great wrestler. I see his videos all the time on Instagram and stuff like that. And I see what happens. I'm pretty sure Theory's gonna win, in my opinion. Since he just won the belt, you know, they're pushing him. So I'm pretty sure Theory's gonna win. But Austin Theory's a great wrestler too. I like him. Dang, what else is on the card? I'm trying to think. Is that it? No, the Usos and I think the Usos and Riddle. Usos versus Riddle and Shinsuke is gonna happen. I'm pretty sure the Usos are gonna win. They just became the undisputed tag team champions. And I think all this is just building up to Riddle versus Roman at the next pay-per-view. I'm pretty sure, because there's rumors that Roman's next few opponents will be against Riddle, Randy, and Drew McIntyre. In my honest opinion, the feud I do want to see is Randy and Roman. Honestly, I think that would be a banger of a match, banger of a build-up. I can't wait. I want to see that match. I do want to see that match. So it should be dope. I also want to talk about the whole brand split. I think the brand split is done. I kind of hate it. I think brand split is way better. I think that when the two brands are split, you got two world champions on different shows. I think that's way better. I think it's way better because you give guys more chance to wrestle other guys or whatever when they do the drafts or whatever. Say, you know, like for example, you got Roman Reigns last year, 2021. He faced guys like Edge, Kevin Owens. Who else? It was Kevin Owens, Edge, Daniel Bryan, Strowman, such and such and such. Then the draft happened. Then you get him mixed with different guys now. Now he has new sets of opponents to face now. So it gives you more, you know, more opponents for your top world champion or other champions or other. You got feuds you could flush out longer or whatever over the course of a couple of years because now that there's no brand split, now you can feud for whoever, right? And if you can have a feud with this guy, you know, after that you can have a feud with this guy. There's no brand split. You can do whoever now. And all these feuds that I just said that happen within a year can happen within a couple of years. Just only can happen within a couple months. In my opinion, I don't think it's good, but who am I? I mean, at the same time, they probably have less superstars now because all those let goes. So I can understand it. Like, why not? You know. So, but yeah, I think Roman's top guy. I actually have a Tribal Chief shirt. I was gonna wear it today, but I didn't. My Bloodline shirt. I love the Bloodline. I love Roman's character. Roman like a mob boss, like leader. Like he just got the swagger about him too. I love it. Roman is top next level, and he deserves. In my opinion, he deserves to be champ. He deserves to be champ. In my opinion, he's the top draw, the top guy. He's bringing all the money in. All the money. He's making them bank. I know he is. And then, so yeah, then the current stuff that's going on, how I feel about it right now. And then on the other side of the spectrum, you got AEW. I don't watch a lot of AEW. I see stuff here and there. I know what's going on. Like, I know Double or Nothing just happened this past Sunday. Punk and Adam Page had a match. I know Punk won the belt. I didn't see the match. I didn't watch the pay-per-view. But I know what happened. I know Punk won the belt. My thing about that is I believe Punk's such a big superstar now. I don't think he needs the belt, per se. I feel like, he is a big draw. He's big money. But I think he's such an established superstar that he doesn't need the belt, and that he could just wrestle people without the belt, and they'll get the rub off of Punk, and make them bigger superstars. Like, I feel like his feud with MJF put MJF on a different level now, because that was top tier build. The match was pretty good. I feel like that was top tier. It put him on a different level. And that wasn't even for a belt. That was just a straight feud. I feel like people like Adam Page and stuff like that, there's people who need the belt to be more established, to be more bigger star. I think he is a big star. Like I said, I don't watch a lot of AEW, so who am I to say? But yeah, the Adam Page, that match I heard was pretty good. I know the Owen Hart Cup tournament I heard that was pretty good. I know Dr. Britt Baker, and Adam Cole won. The couple, they won their respective tournaments. I didn't watch the match, but I know they won. Pretty sure it was a pretty good match. Pretty good, talented wrestlers. I want to know. I've seen Adam Cole in the past, and Adam Cole's great wrestler. Great. What else? I know Young Bucks versus the Hardys, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. And also, what else happened? See, I'm drawing a blank because I didn't watch the show, but I know a couple of things that happened on the show. Jericho Appreciation. Jericho's group faced who they faced? They faced William Regal's group, if I'm not mistaken, right? With Moxley and Danielson and the one guy, I don't know his name, I forget. And then there's Eddie Kingston and the two Puerto Rican guys, if I'm not mistaken. I forget the names. I don't watch the AEW. But I know a little bit. I just know a little bit. I might start getting on it. One, for content. And so I can really get into it. But I know that match happened. I do not know the winner of that match. I don't remember who won that match, but I do know it was a bloodbath. I know they beat the hell out of each other. That group, those two groups. I love Moxley. Moxley's a badass. I love his character. I've seen clips of it on YouTube and stuff like that of him, and I think I like his character. He's a very rebellious type character. I like it. Danielson. I think Danielson is Danielson anywhere he goes, whether he's Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson. I think he's kind of the same guy where he goes. I like him. He's a great wrestler. I like Eddie Kingston, raw, real, in your face. I like that. Um, so, and you know, who doesn't like Jericho? Jericho's a GOAT. Jericho's a all-timer. And yeah, I mean, that's all I really know what's going on in the current day. So, and what my perspectives on certain things. I definitely want to do more videos where I want where I do reviews of old pay-per-views and the Monday Night War thing. I want to do stuff on that and start giving reviews on that, and then the pay-per-views I watch in between, because I watch WCW pay-per-views as well as WWF pay-per-views in that time, stuff like that. And then I also want to give reviews on current pay-per-views or current shows or of that form of nature too. I want to do all content of wrestling. I want to do indie wrestling. I might check out. It depends what it is. I'm not a big indie guy. To be honest, maybe it's just I'm not exploring my wrestling mind as much, but yeah. And then I also play wrestling games and stuff like that. I love wrestling games. I've been playing wrestling games since No Mercy, WWF No Mercy. So, and I've been playing ever since, and I'm a big fan, like big fan of wrestling games. I have the newest game. Like I get the game every year. Wrestling game. I'm gonna get the AEW game. I'm gonna try it out. I want to try it out, see how it is, and see how it compares to WWE's new game. I love to try it out. I can't wait for it to drop. So yeah, and we could talk about wrestling games as well. Whatever, like whatever y'all want me to talk about, I'll talk about it. Just let me know. Give me comments. Leave me comments. And suggestions of what y'all want me to talk about, or and stuff of that nature. And always leave a review. What you think? Share my stuff, and always like it. And just show love. Just show love, please. This is my first video. This is my first time doing this. So yeah, and I really want to put my love for my passion of wrestling into content. I want to do something with my passion, so this is my way of showing it, and I love it. So just let me know what y'all want to see, and I'm gonna put more and more stuff out. This is only the first episode. There's gonna be way more every week. I'm gonna be on it, and I love it, and I love y'all. Thank you for tuning in. I'll holla at y'all, and we are out.